Padre Pio often said that every soul carries a hidden story, a mixture of choices, wounds, desires, and failures that only God fully sees. The man in this vision was one whose life had drifted far from the narrow path. He was not openly malicious, not a criminal or a violent person. Instead, his life was shaped by quiet sins, the kind that slowly numb a conscience over many years. He lied when it was convenient, compromised when it benefited him, and justified actions he knew were wrong. His heart gradually hardened, not through one dramatic fall, but through countless small decisions that pulled him away from the light. He was well respected externally, known in his community as a clever and confident man. But beneath the surface, he carried resentments, jealousies, and hidden habits that he never confronted. His faith, once alive in childhood, became a distant memory. Church became a rare obligation, prayer became unnecessary, and morality became flexible. He convinced himself that he could handle life on his own terms. To everyone around him, he seemed successful. But Padre Pio, gifted with spiritual sight, saw the truth. The man was spiritually exhausted. Sin had become a chain he no longer noticed. Grace knocked at his door many times, but he never answered. The whispers of his conscience grew softer, drowned out by distractions, pride, and self-justification. Yet even in his darkest moments, he was never truly alone. Unseen by his eyes but fully real in the spiritual world, someone followed him with unwavering loyalty, a guardian angel whose mission began the day he was born. And despite the man's sins, indifference, and neglect, this angel remained at his side, hoping for a single moment of openness that could change everything. Padre Pio said that if humans could see their guardian angels even for a single moment, the world would never look the same again. In the case of this sinful man, the contrast between his earthly life and the loyalty of his guardian angel was heartbreaking. For while the man lived in distraction, pride, and habitual sin, his angel stood beside him with unwavering faithfulness, a silent witness to every choice he made. Padre Pio described the angel as radiant yet sorrowful. He was a being created from pure light, and yet that light often dimmed with grief as he watched the man drift further from grace. Still, the angel never left him. Not once, not even for a moment. Whether the man was surrounded by friends or completely alone in secret wrongdoing, the angel was there, waiting patiently for the smallest opening in the man's hardened heart. There were countless moments when the man brushed aside a flicker of conscience, moments he thought were just thoughts. What he never knew was that many of those impulses toward goodness, apologies, or prayer were gentle inspirations from the very angel he ignored. The guardian angel whispered truths, warned him of danger, and tried to stir in him a desire for repentance. But the man's ears were closed, not by malice, but by habit. Even so, the angel fulfilled every duty with love. He protected the man from accidents he never knew he avoided. He shielded him from temptations that could have destroyed him completely. He presented the man's small, unconscious acts of kindness before God as offerings of hope. And despite the man's spiritual blindness, despite his indifference, the angel never showed resentment. He remained what God created him to be, a perfectly faithful guardian. And this unbroken loyalty continued, even as the man stepped deeper into darkness. Padre Pio explained that the greatest spiritual battles are not fought in grand visions or dramatic events, but in the quiet, hidden corners of a person's daily life. And for the sinful man, these battles were constant, though he never recognized them. His guardian angel waged war on his behalf every single day, in ways the man would never see until his final moment. Temptations would approach him like shadows' subtle suggestions to lie, to indulge, to hold grudges, to turn away from God just a little more each day. The man believed these impulses came from his own thoughts, but Padre Pio revealed that behind many of them were darker forces, whispering, persuading, manipulating. And every time, The guardian angel stood between those forces and the man's soul, shielding him, weakening the temptations, or pushing them away entirely. There were moments when the angel prevented disasters, an accident narrowly avoided, a wrong decision he suddenly reconsidered, a conflict that could have escalated but didn't. The man chalked these up to coincidence or luck. He never knew that the presence standing unseen beside him was fighting tirelessly to preserve his life and protect what little goodness he had left. In times of deeper danger, when the man entertained thoughts that could have led to irreversible sin, the angel intensified his efforts. Padre Pio described scenes where the angel knelt in prayer, pleading before God for mercy, begging for just one more chance for the man to turn back. And whenever the man felt an unexplained heaviness or restlessness before doing something sinful, it was often the angel pressing upon his conscience, trying to awaken a spark of fear or clarity. These battles went on for years, quiet, unseen, unappreciated. The man never realized how many times he had been saved from falling into darkness so deep that he might never have returned. And still, the angel fought on, holding back the tide of evil as long as he could. Padre Pio often said that guardian angels do not feel pain in the way humans do, but they experience something far more profound, the sorrow of witnessing a soul move away from God. And for the guardian angel of this sinful man, that sorrow was a constant companion. The angel had been present from the moment of the man's birth, watching his first steps, hearing his first prayer as a child, seeing the innocence that once filled his heart. Angels do not forget these beginnings. So every time the man chose sin over grace, the angel felt a deep spiritual grief, not because he was offended, but because he knew what the man was losing. He knew the beauty the man was meant for, the goodness he could have lived, the light that was supposed to guide his life. Padre Pio described how the angel would sometimes stand beside the man during moments of temptation with a posture of silent pleading, hoping for a change, longing for the man to reject sin even once. The angel never forced, never punished, never abandoned. He simply waited, hoping for the smallest spark of repentance. Yet despite the man's indifference, the angel's hope never died. He saw possibilities the man could not see. He saw future moments where the heart might soften, where grace might enter, where a prayer might rise unexpectedly. Even when the man committed serious sins, the angel responded not with despair, but with renewed determination, praying, interceding, asking God for more time and more mercy. There were days when the man did something kind without thinking, helping someone, offering a smile, or showing compassion. In those moments, the angel rejoiced. To the man, these were small things. To the angel, they were signs that the soul was not entirely lost. And even as the man drifted deeper into darkness, the angel still believed that salvation was possible. That hope became his strength, the unshakable conviction that one moment of grace could rewrite an entire lifetime. Padre Pio taught that the final moments of a person's life reveal truths hidden for decades. When this sinful man approached the hour of his death, the spiritual world grew intensely active. His guardian angel, who had waited his entire life for this moment, stood closer than ever before, ready for a last attempt to guide him toward repentance. As the man's body weakened, his soul began to sense realities he had long ignored. Memories surfaced, lies he told, opportunities for goodness he rejected, moments of grace he carelessly pushed aside. For the first time in years, he felt the weight of his choices. This was not condemnation. It was clarity, the final gift offered to every soul. Padre Pio said the guardian angel leaned toward him, whispering a final plea. Turn back while there is still time. It was a whisper of love, not fear. A reminder that even now, after a lifetime of sin, mercy was still within reach. But the man also felt another presence, darkness, cold, accusatory. It reminded him of his pride, his stubbornness, his refusal to change. In that final battle, The soul stood between two realities, one offering forgiveness, the other demanding despair. The angel stretched out a hand of light, waiting. The man's response determined everything. Some souls choose mercy at the very last breath. Others reject it even then. Padre Pio said this moment, this single instant reveals the true direction of a soul more clearly than a lifetime of appearances.